when you talk about giving Americans something, as long as you take it away from the money that's being given to foreign countries, I have absolutely no problem with it.
Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions,
but we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike.
And I'm Nate.
And I'm Brian.
Yo, let's pull the pin. Yeah, pull it, guys. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that I'm going to be getting $1,000 a month just for being an American.
Oh,
universal basic income.
Wow. Now, this is like we always like to bring it back to being veterans, guys, right? So I'm just going to start it off. One comment, then I'll let you guys go. I feel like since I served, I should get $2,000. Bam. There it is.
And you got hurt, so you should get $3,000.
That's right, man. What do you guys think about universal basic income? What do you guys think about that?
I got it.
I'm all about it.
Say what?
I got it. It's called a job. I get basic income every 2 weeks.
I'm all about it. I think we should do it. Fuck it. Why not? Fuck it. I'll take
like
$1,000 a month.
Right? That's why.
I don't give a shit. Look, give it to me. I'll make it work.
Man. Calm down. We're having a discussion.
Sign me up, bro.
Whoa. You can't even sign for yourself? Like we got to give you the money without you signing?
Yeah, after they tax you $1,000 more a month, then they'll give it back to you.
Yeah, exactly, right? So what do you think, Jim?
Well, I think this concept isn't like far-fetched if we go back to what we talked about the other day. Like, you remember when we were in Kuwait? Well, I don't know if you were in Kuwait, but I was in Kuwait, and I remember, watching them build cities, entire cities, and nobody could move into them until they were done. Like this whole concept of like, and then I heard that they all get like, I don't remember the dollar money, but just for being a Kuwaiti citizen, they get money because of all the oil money. Yeah. So, like, I totally get that, but why does that work for them? It works for them because they're not sending billions of dollars over to other countries. So I would definitely agree with the universal income if it was all our money staying, all our money here in this country and not sending to other people. Otherwise, we're not going to have the money for it.
Alaska kind of already does that with their taxes. If you're an Alaska citizen, you get an X amount of money for living in Alaska and being an Alaskan citizen every time for tax season.
And if you survive the winter.
And that comes from what, Nate? Is it because of the oil revenue?
I believe it's because of oil from the state.
Right. Yeah.
And because you use your ass off in the winter and you got to hunt for your food. You know what I mean? It's like.
So then why don't they give you Long Johns instead?
You're supposed to buy them with the extra money.
Yeah, but do you guys think that's like a form of welfare?
Absolutely.
And it's okay?
No. Yeah. I think it flattens things out. It evens things out. Think about it. If they didn't get it, you're on welfare anyway. If you did get it, you're on welfare plus, and people still can go work to make more money.
So you're for it, Jim?
No, I'm only for it under the condition we can afford it. I don't think I'd be for it for what the condition is right now.
Right.
No.
Okay. But Brian, you're for it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'd have to look at the numbers, but I mean, I don't think you get $1,000 in welfare money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody gets $1,000 in food stamps. So I think it might even eliminate that whole thing. But if you did $1,000 a month, Joe Rogan had a guy on there, the Asian guy, that talked about this, and he put both sides. And there's different studies that are going on in different countries where they're trying this out, and they're giving like the population $800, $500 a month or whatever it is, and it's actually helping. You think that it would make people lazy, but it's actually the opposite, because people actually feel like they have the necessities, so they're able to function better in their jobs. They're actually better. They're actually better communities because people are not at that lower end. They're just kind of like right there. And I mean, that's the idea of what we have here, is, with welfare as it is. But he had a pretty good, strong argument on it. So the only reason I'm joking about it is like I'm for it is because he actually had a good argument on it. And it's not. He didn't say it'll work for sure, but he says the studies are showing that it's pretty effective in these countries that are trying it. Now that's not America, you know what I mean? But hey, I'm open to it. Like Jim said, if we got the money.
Was that Asian guy Andrew Yang?
Yep, that's him. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. How did his presidential run go?
He didn't have enough money.
He was running for president. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't do well.
Oh, I was one of those Yangs.
Yeah, Jim said because he didn't have enough money.
He wasn't getting that $1,000 a month.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but I'm saying like at the end of the day, a lot of people run. I mean, they're well educated or whatever. It doesn't mean that they're going to win. They know they're not going to win. I mean, Trump fucking won. How the hell, come on.
Well, I'm all for it in principle. That's the thing to me is I'm all for it in principle, just like universal health care, all kinds of things. If you give every American free stuff, I'm all for it. The problem is where's the money coming from? And that's the part of the equation that we never talk about. We just talk about, oh, everybody deserves free this, free that, free that. Well, who's paying for it? If this money was flowing and there was endless pot of gold, then sure, give everybody free stuff. Nobody works. We all sit around and have bong fests or whatever.
I got a fun fact for you. Did you know that during like the Civil War, 1/3 of the currency was counterfeit? I wonder how much of it right now is bullshit anyways, but it just reminded me of that. It's like, I mean, we just print money anyways. I mean, we all talk about like, where's the money coming from? It's like, how much of it's leaking out? I mean, I think we could be such a wealthy country if we did it right. The problem is it seeps out and whoever's managing these projects, you know what I mean? Millions and millions goes in their pockets, million goes in their pockets. I mean, I'm sure we could make it happen if we really wanted to. There's too much power out there, man.
But why would you want to incentivize people not to work?
But see, that's the thing. That's just a theory, right? Just think because I want to make $1,000, I'm gonna sit at home. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. I think that's not going to make you not work because
It
people still
already
want to
does.
do things.
It already does.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe they don't have jobs in a lot of these places. They're getting welfare. Maybe they don't have the opportunity.
Brian said people probably get less than that on welfare, but yet they're still sitting at home not working.
Well, but I understand. But at some point, if you don't work, then the guy that does your internet's not going to work either, and then nobody's going to be working. So people are going to have to start working with an extra $1,000. So at some point, they'll have to come around.
So maybe that $1,000 should only be for people who actually work.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's not universal then, I guess.
If you got a job, I'm gonna give you $1,000. If you don't have a job, I ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah, then you'll go deliver papers or something. You'll be like, okay, I got a job.
Hell yeah, you're gonna volunteer at the shelter.
I think you guys know my position on it is when you talk about giving Americans something, as long as you take it away from the money that's being given to foreign countries, I have absolutely no problem with it.
Yeah,
I have absolutely no problem with it, and that's my stance on it. Anything to help out my fellow Americans, because I just can't continue to sit here and talk about Nate, Brian, Jim, all other Americans in a negative light, and then when somebody wants to do something for you guys, I say, nah, they need to, pull themselves up by the bootstrap. All the while, I'm not saying anything about all the money that's going overseas.
Thank you.
Both could be true, though.
Now I'm agreeing with you, Mike. If we take that $346 billion back and keep it in the country, then we could probably afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that what I said?
No one listens to you, Jim.
I don't know
Exactly.
about every month. That's a lot of money, man.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money every month.
It's a COVID relief bill, but yet 9% of it deals with COVID. It's not a COVID relief bill.
Right. Well,
That's
so
just
that
part
was part of the COVID release, the stimulus?
Well, no, the bill, they call it a COVID relief bill, so people feel good about it. It's only 9% pertaining to COVID, so it's not a COVID
6.
Well, okay, even worse. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Like imagine if your girlfriend's like, oh, I'm on birth control, just 9% of the pill though. You know what I mean? It should work. That's what it's for.
You're sitting there cutting their pills.
I'd be like, hell no, baby.
So what is the other 91%?
Yeah.
Her other boyfriend? So why you paying your other boyfriend? I get 9%.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, so if we could bring money, stop sending money out like we're due constantly, we might be able to even afford more than $1,000. But
yeah.
you got to cut something to fix something.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I
I think
think
we
the
all
piece-
agree that cutting that foreign aid, I would even say 50, 75% only, is still you can afford a lot more here in the U.S. personally.
What country donated money to Texas to help you guys out down there? And you know,
Huh? Oh, that was Argentina.
I think he meant Venezuela.
No,
They
I
sent
think he
bags full of money, bags full.
I think it was the meth.
right now. They're being transported on backs of people.
No, it was the hundreds of pounds of meth from Mexico coming in.
They got a whole bunch of illegals to help them restore the power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys act like you don't get anything. What the heck?
Yeah. No shit. Oh, another fun fact. Did you know that there's more tigers in Texas in captivity than there is in the world, in the wild?
Thought we debunked that one already.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So, how do you feel about welfare, Brian?
You know, I'm changing slowly but surely, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because of the president, but I'm pretty I'm liberal kind of, man. I'm at the point where I just see that there is so much ebb and flow of money, right? And there's so much corruption. There's so much here, help me out here, you help me there, and these other countries, and then the oil, and then all these trying to maintain their power. I mean, the reality is we all talk so much shit, go work and this and that. It's there's plenty of money out there, you know what I mean? And we're in the world of opportunity to begin with. So, yay or nay? I mean, I think the people that are not going to work are going to be people that are not going to work. The people that are going to be working their ass off are going to be the guys that get the money. I mean, even if you took the money, like they say, if you take all the money out of everybody's hands, the people that have the money right now are going to be the ones that go right back up to the top because they know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're dedicated. So, I mean, I think that the reality is I think we need to focus on social programs and helping people, whether it's veterans, whether it's homeless, whether it's all those things to kind of get those people out of that. And some of them, maybe you don't think they deserve it, but at the end of the day, it's just suffering. You know what I mean? I don't think they don't need to have a damn brand new TV, big screen TV driving a freaking, $80,000 truck. I maybe that's not fair. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't think they need to be, camping and on the streets and be exposed to some of the conditions that they are, I'm just kind of changing my view a little bit on understanding that because I used to have that mindset fuck you, go to work, fuck blah, blah, blah.
I did it. Why can't you?
Yeah, but everybody's got a different story, man.
But at what point do you have to insert some personal responsibility? There has to be some. At what point do you do that?
But why does all that energy and Brian hit the nail on the head for me. I used to be that way, so I get it when I hear people talk like that, right? But my thing is, why am I giving so much energy once again to talk about you three guys who are getting some type of subsidy, welfare, whatever we're gonna label it as? Why is my energy directed at you three and not the politicians who give all of this money away? That's why I just can't do it anymore.
I don't think that's the case. I think we're talking about welfare. We're not talking about the politicians. So now,
I got that. But when how often do you hear people in general conversation talk about, well, too much money going over to foreign aid?
Sure. We can have a whole episode on that. Right. Yeah, I get that. I mean, we're addressing the welfare. And that's why I'm saying, I share your opinion, but the show would be over. If we just want to share that opinion, the show would be over. But we're talking about welfare. And I think at some point, welfare is not meant for people to live on. That's what the universal basic income's about. It's to get you back on your feet so that you can be a contributing member of society and have some purpose, not just be...
Right. Well, here's my deal. I wrote a paper on it as well. This is my belief. Welfare should be no longer than 2 years. Within that 2 years, the state or whatever, if you want to go federal, since but I say keep it at the state level. The state should have programs to whereas I'm the state. I'm gonna give Nate a chance to go to school and learn something. Because if you go down to every unemployment office, there's all these jobs listed, right? Why don't the state do something to give tax breaks or tax incentive to some business to say, hire Nate, give him on-the-job training.
Yeah,
Then he becomes a taxpayer, right? And not a tax slayer.
yeah, but my back hurts too much. I can't go into work and do that.
Okay, I think that goes back to what Brian said. You're always going to have those people. I'm focused on the ones that we're going to help and become taxpayers and not tax, dependent.
But Mike, I got a job just on that. I went in Colorado. I went to the state agency and I said, hey, I want to work again. And they paid for my internship at Lockheed Martin. And then when Lockheed hired me on directly after I passed it.
That's
so
perfect.
they do have programs. Yeah.
Okay, so where was this at?
This is in Colorado.
So keeping in that context, then you should say Colorado, they shouldn't have any unemployment. And if they do have someone on unemployment, they should be enrolled in some kind of program.
But that goes back to what Nate said is I wanted to go work. I wanted to do something. I wanted to go progress and go.
Right. But the counter to that is, okay, if you're going to be that type of person that Nate was just alluded to, you're going to be that type of person, that's fine. 2 years.
What happens then? What happens after 2 years then?
But I still can't work, Mike. I'm still hurt.
Okay. There has to be a way that you can prove that or something, guys. I mean, come on, man.
I agree, but look around what you said. Look, obesity is not a handicap. You actually should be forced to park at the far spots, not get a handicap sticker and park up front. If you choose to live your life that way, barring a medical condition, you choose to live your life that you shouldn't be rewarded. I mean, you should be forced to park at the end of the parking lot so you get an exercise every day when you're going in for your bag of Doritos.
So they shouldn't get that in their shopping cart either then?
But here's
right,
my
Nick
question.
Can carry everything.
Here's my question.
If you're over a certain weight, then you should have to pay $1 to get a shopping cart. That way you're most likely to return it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, $100.
Aldi already does that.
Carry that shit.
Aldi already does that.
Sorry, Brian, I cut you off, man. Sorry.
No, yeah. So that's a good point. Now, it's interesting. The more I watch, we focus on these things, right? Like the fat person or the person that's not working. I mean, what's the unemployment rate in the United States right now? 8%, 6%, whatever. So, I mean, that's pretty damn high. If you have 100 people in the room, there's only 8 fuckers out here that aren't working. You know what I mean? And probably some of them maybe are legitimately looking for work, legitimately trying to reclass. Some are probably just trying to milk the system, right? Sure. But you're always going to have that. But like Jim said, the point of welfare is not to sustain a community. It's to keep the people on the bottom from being so disgustingly suffering that they can't function. But no, I mean, if you go look at what the welfare is, it's not like these people are living great lives on welfare. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, you can't, I mean, I couldn't imagine living on what you do at welfare with 2 kids, you know what I mean? And having a life and having something that you get excited about and something you're in a space where you can contribute. You know what I'm saying? So I think we focus on that, but the reality is like you said, there's plenty of money in this country. There's plenty of money seeping out of different avenues, and there is a lot of resources, but I think we need to focus on those resources more. Not just dump money into it, but have genuine evidence-based programs that work.
How well known is that program in Colorado you went through, Jim?
I don't even know. Like, I think somebody referred me to it, but it might have even just been a veteran avenue too. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think that's a good avenue. That's incentivizing you. You could have been in welfare, but then, like Mike said, only so long. But here's your incentive to get off of it. Of course,
hey, we have this program over here.
Yeah, and no matter what, you're still gonna have people abuse the system, but it might only be 2% of people instead of 8% of people.
Sure.
Right, and another thing to add on what Nate is saying is that once again, you're always going to have those people, right? But if I come to the state and say, hey, I want to file for unemployment, okay, but you have to enroll in this program right here. We're going to find you a job.
Well,
and then,
I remember,
if it's 6 months, 3 months, or whatever, however long, if it's OJT, then that takes them off from being so dependent on the state, and they become a taxpayer immediately. So over time, I think that in the short term, it's going to hurt, but in the long term, I think you're going to develop a lot more tax revenue for the states. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why that's not implemented, except because they want people to be dependent on the government. Whereas, once again, that base, the foundation for their base is right there.
So if you incentivize them and have more people working, that's more tax money going into the system. So then you can have this universal fund for $1,000 extra a month for everybody.
Exactly. And cut out that 4 and 8.
Let's do that first. But let's be real though, Mike. We do need to get the facts on the foreign aid. We really need to know if these were drug deals done by previous presidents or what. Because you know how we like to pay off foreign countries not to bother us. So we got to really know where that money's going and why it's going there. They might be just disguising it under gender study stuff.
Know.
Okay, and I'm not saying it's going on today. Okay, I'm not saying this is going on today because I had this conversation / sort of kind of debate when I was in Afghanistan, and I asked guys, I said, so what would you say to a person who receives, let's say, in upwards of $250,000 a year, not to grow food? And that's all a part of the farm subsidies.
Yep.
The government pays them not to grow food. Now that's just ridiculous to me. As many conversations I've had, I can't understand how you pay someone not to grow food.
Why would they do that?
But see, we're not looking at. We don't have all the facts here. That's an anecdotal. That's saying, okay, don't grow food. I'm going to give you money. Well, there could be a lot of things going on with that as far as, do they need to cycle the crops? Do they need to give that land time to regenerate? Do they need to control how much they're producing to keep the supply line not from rotting? I mean, there could be valid. I'm going to look into that, Mike. I'm going to look into that for you. I'm actually going to look into that.
I think it's not a simple answer, Mike.
I like that. I
think Brian's right. Brian's on some, because I've heard this argument before. It's not a simple answer, but I do understand conceptually why couldn't it be. You know what I mean? I'd be curious. We'll do this again.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And I like that when somebody says, hey, I'm going to look into that. I love it, because my thing is, it's just as arbitrary as saying, why can't they go and work? I did it. Why can't they go out there and work?
I'll look into that too. I'll look into that too. I'm going to look into everything right now. I'm just going to look into everything.
You're going to be busy, man. You're going to be busy.
And then I'll circle back and I'll get you an answer.
I'll go back to you on that one.
Yeah.
And I want the doctor's notes too, okay? I want the doctor's notes.
Doctor's notes, yeah. But I love it. I love the conversation. And yeah. There's always more to the story. Sometimes it's not as simple as we may think.
So I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. There could be some shady stuff going there. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to get a farm going, guys. You know what I mean? Get a fucking corn farm and just, hey, we can stop this year. You know what I mean?
Corn, right? He said corn,
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, he said corn.
Corn, right? Okay.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought you said something else there, Brian.
Yeah. So what if they were saying that we're going to raise your taxes to implement the UBI? Would you then be for it then?
No.
Just send it to California. Just send it to California. They're already up to like 50%. Then they got another 10%. Ain't gonna hurt them.
I don't think people understand that, man. I really and truly, for every dollar that you earn, they take over half of it away.
That's insane. Unless you're smart.
And then send billions of it out of the country.
Yeah.
So they're
taxed. And then borrow more from another country.
Yeah, it's not that simple, Nate. It's probably justified.
I'll look into that.
You know how much the property tax is there? It's outrageous.
Yeah.
Like my my parents have owned their house for a long time, but the people that moved in, like, they're buying houses. I mean, it's I mean, there's bigger houses here, you know what I mean? But for $600,000 down the street. Okay, I don't even know what the people are doing to make that kind of money. I mean, even if I didn't have a mortgage, the property tax alone is like outrageous. It's like, that's more than a rent would be anywhere. Just the property tax.
I've said that to people that they don't understand. Like, if you gave me $1 million home, I still probably couldn't live in it. People don't understand that. They think, oh yeah, I get $1 million home. No, you couldn't afford the property taxes to live in it. Or the electricity or the maintenance or all that. People think just give me $1 million home. Yeah.
Or the chicks by the pool, or all that stuff, man.
Hey, Brian, that can you just drank out of, that's not the same can you were spitting in, is it?
No, as you said that, I kind of went, "Uh-oh, is that the right one?"
He didn't even recognize the taste difference.
I don't know. I might start spinning here in a minute.
Awesome.
All right,
so
Jim.
we want to pull the pin on this UBI stuff and move into something else like our pull
UBI?
the pin, POW, Universal Basic Income.
Oh,
What have you been talking about?
Welfare.
UBI.
Okay,
Look
well
at
let's
that.
call it welfare. Sounds like a UTI, right?
It sounds like birth control or fucking
Some
infection or
medical,
STD
right?
or some
Yeah,
shit.
it is an infection, right? So
And
let's
it has
move into
a-
our pull the pin person of the week or just general dumb thing we're gonna say for today. Who
Why
wants to
does it
go
have
first?
to be dumb?
Anything you say is dumb, Mike. Oh no, wait.
Okay.
You know everything.
Generally speaking. I don't have anything. That was very insulting.
I'm sorry. You know I'm a racist, so I can't say nice things to you.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh, I got permission?
You
Thank
have,
you, sir.
You have before.
Well,
Oh.
Jim's gonna start sharecropping now after finding out about that $250,000.
Hell yeah, Mike. We got a new side business. But you know we're not growing corn, right?
That's right. That's right.
My people of the day are the media.
Oh god.
There we go. We had this governor in New York who's being accused of sexual harassment and sexual assault and putting elderly people in nursing homes and killing them. You'd hear about it, but it's kind of quiet. We had a Supreme Court justice nominee that got drug through the fire for something that supposedly happened, I don't know, 40, 30 years ago. And they blew up about him. But he was a Republican. But this Democrat from New York, it's not widely publicized and talked about for some reason. So the media controls everything that you think. Pin, pull.
Wow.
That was emotional.
Yeah, I want to cry.
Hello,
After I
Yeah.
get my $1,000. Give me my $1,000, buddy. All right, anybody else want some?
Yeah. I want to pull the pin on these people who believe that the wealthier you are, the more tax you should have to pay. I just don't believe in it. Never have, probably never will. So you're saying that the more money I make, the more hard-earned money I make, and I mean that sincerely, hard-earned money that I make, I have to pay more in taxes. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Wouldn't that stop people from wanting to make more? Wouldn't that stop people from wanting to enter another tax bracket, a higher tax bracket?
Especially when you can get a
I'm not saying that
UBI.
they should pay less. I'm just saying that they should have to pay their what people call fair share. So what is the fair share?
Equal across the board.
Exactly.
Universal taxes.
Is it like a fair tax? If you look at fairtax.org, you'll learn a lot about it. Or like Nate was just saying about a flat tax. Everybody pays 20%, or whatever the amount is.
Yeah, because
Everyone pays.
you pay 20%, you're still paying more than me who makes
Exactly.
you a year.
Exactly. I don't like the targeting of a certain group like that because they're making more money. I don't agree with it. And once again, if they stop spending all our money overseas and not where you're not making money, then to me we'll have enough money and you don't have to worry about raising our taxes. And that's my pull to pin.
Phew, love it. You got some, Brian, or you want me to go?
You go ahead. I'm thinking.
All right. I'm going to pull the pin on the lunatic cancel culture left-wing liberals. They've done it to themselves again. Have you guys seen that whole thing with the CPAC Nazi stage? They said that the CPAC stage was in a shape of some Nazi symbol, something or other that. Come to find out, the people who designed the stage were liberals. In fact, the lady's company now is being torn apart, and she was happy that Biden got voted in. It's ridiculous. They so want to cancel people so bad. They don't even know who they're canceling anymore. They're canceling themselves.
We call that karma.
Yeah, and I'm glad, but I'm not glad because I don't want to see anybody canceled. That's stupid. But just to show you how dumb they are, I'm pulling the pin on these lunatic cancel culture liberals. Sorry, Brian, you can go.
I think you're glad. I think you are glad.
There's a part of me that's definitely glad. There's a part of me that is, yes.
That was one of those slips. What are those called? What are they called?
Yeah, a Freudian slip, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wait a minute. I ain't got nothing today, man. I'm good.
Oh, you can do a person of the week. That's positive. Like it could be your mailman if you'd like. Yeah, no, nothing. Like
Nothing.
Mike James for showing up looking all dapper and ready to go. Like,
So, Brian, let me tell you how this show works if you've never been on before. At the end of the show, we pull the pin on something. So
wait, let me get back to you on that one. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. I'll circle back.
Never been on the show before.
I don't know if Jim and Mike explained to you how the show works, but that's how it works, man. That's why it's called
doesn't always work like that, but yes.
And still nothing. Okay.
I'm
gonna get back to you on that.
I'm gonna pull the pin on the handicap parking spots. That's what I'm gonna do. We'll pull a pin on that because I park in there anyway, so I don't really care. If it's open, I'm in, baby. I'm in and out. You know what I mean? I got shit to do.
So I think what he's saying, he's not pulling the pin on it. He has pulled the pin.
What is this silly looking round thing with a ball on top of it?
Why is that dude skipping into Lowe's? Like, from the handicap.
And how come everybody that parks there doesn't get out in a wheelchair? Like, what?
Yeah.
This is wheelchair parking.
Yeah.
All right, Speaking of getting out of there, we're getting out of here. That is all the time we have for this episode. We thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming in, putting up with us. We hope you enjoyed it, got something out of it. We hope you check out our website, pullthepinalready.com, and we hope you come back for more. Until then, Godspeed.
Hey, and pull the pin.
boom.
Take your meds.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.